Welcome back to the last part of our topic, biotechnology and its application. Today we'll discuss on transgenic animals and ethical issues. बड़ा interesting topic है. Let us go directly with this transgenic animals. तो सबसे पहले we should understand what are these transgenic animals. Those animals whose genetic system is being deliberately manipulated. मतलब एक ऐसा एनिमल जिसके अपने जेनेटिक सिस्टम के अंदर फॉरेन जीन या अपना जीन ऑफ इंटरेस्ट उसके जीनोम के अंदर इम्प्लांट किया गया है. दे आर कॉल्ड एज दी ट्रांसजेनिक एनिमल. सिंपली ट्रांस मीन्स ट्रांसफर ऑफ जीन फ्रॉम फॉरेन बॉडी to the host body. That is nothing but the transgenic animals. Now why we are creating transgenic animals? Here we are applying biotechnological techniques, that is genetic engineering, to prepare such transgenic animals whose genetic system is not natural, it is novel, by addition of incorporation of genes from different animals or the gene of our interest which we want to see. हम जिसको एक्सप्रेस करके उसकी स्टडी करना चाहते हैं इन डिफरेंट बॉडी कॉल एनिमल बॉडी. दे आर नथिंग बट द ट्रांसजेनिक एनिमल्स. एंड व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दिस, उसके एप्लीकेशंस के लिए हमें थोड़े शॉर्टकट्स को समझना चाहिए. देयर आर बेसिकली 5 ब्रॉड एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ दिस ट्रांसजेनिक एनिमल्स. फर्स्ट, we can exploit these transgenic animals to study the normal physiology and development of an organism when we manipulate its genetic system. Which genes, how does it express in different conditions, that we'll see slightly. Next, study of diseases. Nowadays study of disease must has to be very prompt and very what you call 100% authentic. And to make that study, that type of study which is reliable and authentic, we are moving towards transgenic animals to study. Next is biological product, then vaccine safety and chemical safety testing. Let us see. Now first application of this transgenic animal, that is normal physiology and development. This is normal physiology and development. Suppose we insert a gene in an animal. Of course most of the study goes to insulin. So insulin like growth factor, if we insert into the genetic system of an transgenic animal, what we are going to understand that how this insulin like growth factor affect the production or different act of insulin inside that body. And by studying that development pattern, by manipulating the gene, we come to conclusion that what kind of research we are going to study for the normal physiology and development when we change the genetic system and when we make the genetic system affirmative as per our desire for the benefit. Now study of diseases. Now we should have a slight idea of which diseases we can study mostly, or which are the diseases which are being mostly targeted by use of transgenic animals. So first of all we understood that हम ट्रांसजेनिक एनिमल्स से उनकी फिजियोलॉजी और डेवलपमेंट का स्टडी अच्छे से कर सकते हैं. नाउ फॉर विच डिसीज वी कैन डू, सिंपली यू रिमेंबर दिस शॉर्टकट. सी स्टैंड्स हियर फॉर कैंसर, RA for rheumatoid arthritis, A for Alzheimer disease, and CF for cystic fibrosis. We know cancer, if we manipulate the gene of that transgenic animal to become cancerous, we can study the physiology of all the cancerous cell and its mechanism, how it retains or spread to different part of the body. Then if we add certain chemicals or drugs inside that transgenic animal, in no time we can come to the conclusion how we can stop this cancer. So like that, rheumatoid arthritis, it is an autoimmune disease, Alzheimer disease, and then cystic fibrosis. All these diseases are being exploited to be studied how it happens inside the transgenic animals. Okay, so in no time we can come to the conclusion. So if you go for normal conclusion how treatment is being done to make a medicine which is effective to cure a disease, it requires almost 10 to 12 years from its production to coming inside the market, and that is a huge time for studying an animal trial and then human trial. In no time, by using transgenic animals or mammals for our convenience, we can come to the conclusion very soon. And this is what is happening for this current scenario, that is We are in the lockdown, pandemic of coronavirus. Okay. Now next is biological products. We can, just like human insulin production we have done from bacteria, just like that our interest product we can produce by manipulating the genetic system of these transgenic animals. For example, the best example available for us for our knowledge is alpha 1 antitrypsin. This is a protein which is used in curing against emphysema, that is respiratory disorder. The same is being studied for phenylketonuria. Now phenylketonuria, it is a disease, inherited disease where phenylalanine is being not processed and deposited inside the body, which is very deadly in future. To stop that, a very strict diet which is devoid of protein is being followed. It cannot give cure. So for such genetic disorders, how we can do? Transgenic animals are being manipulated. How? See, to create a transgenic animal, what is being done? Pronuclei is being inserted with a DNA of our interest, the gene system which we want to express in transgenic animal. That pronuclei is being inserted into the fertilized egg of the animal, and then that manipulated fertilized egg is being implanted in the oviduct of pseudo-pregnant surrogate mother. Now, what is this surrogate mother? Surrogate mother is actually that animal in which we are expressing this gene by producing the genetic system there. She is not biological mother. Okay. So in this way, we are creating such animals that can produce the product of our interest. Okay. A good example for those what you call females which are not able to yield milk after pregnancy. So for that newborn what you call baby, it is very impossible in this world to have any food. So for such patients, the mother's milk availability is a huge question, and to cope on that, this transgenic cow Rosie is being produced by genetic engineering or biotech technology. Now, what is the speciality of this Rosie? This cow yield the milk which consists of the human milk protein, that is alpha lactalbumin, which is almost 2.4 gram per liter, and it is compared to human what you call female milk. It is more nutritious and delicious to the newborn baby. This is a mind-blowing, what you call spellbound application of biotechnology. Like that, vaccine safety. Any vaccine that comes inside the market, it has to be tested for its safety purpose. And how we are going to test that vaccine? If suppose any vaccine is prepared and it cannot be directly treated or given in a human trial, that vaccine, what it shows physiological differences, side effects, drawbacks, limitations, you cannot test that on human person or human trial. To test the safety of that vaccine produced, we need transgenic animals that has our physiological system, and by injecting that into transgenic animal, we come to know that if there is no any side effect, we can try it on human. So that is a very much interesting application of these transgenic animals. Likewise, the chemical safety testing. Any drug which is being produced or any chemical which needs a certification from government bodies to come inside the commercial production, its safety against the human is being tested, and it cannot be tested directly by applying on the human system or by giving a sample to human. Here what is being done, a transgenic animal is being injected or manipulated with a gene that makes them more susceptible to the drug or chemical which we are testing, and by studying that how much it is sensitive and what effect it shows in that transgenic animal, we can predict what happens to human being when it comes into the market or the society or the ecosystem. So in this way, chemical safety testing is also being done by biotechnological applications in transgenic animals. So simply the conclusion क्या है, हमको ये 5 points याद रखने हैं. Why we need transgenic animals, or those animals whose genetic system is being manipulated. Normal physiology and development, study of diseases, then biological products, then vaccine safety and chemical safety testing. Let us move to the very interesting topic, that is ethical issues. अब ये ethical issues हम study क्यों करेंगे? See, We have to stop manipulation of living organism. Can you guess? The nature has given a biodiversity of almost millions of vertical varieties of living thing. If people start making their rights on the living system, it's a deliberate, intentional, unethical manipulation. And to stop that manipulation of living organism, we have to understand and make some regulations for ethical issues. So if suppose any organism whose genetic system is being manipulated deliberately during its production in embryonic stage or by any another genetic engineering method, can we imagine when an organism whose genetic system is being manipulated, we don't know that the gene which we are manipulating, we know what effect it will show, we know in that particular animal. But when that transgenic animal or organism comes into the ecosystem, we don't know what consequences will come inside the ecosystem, and we don't know how will imbalance it to the ecosystem. So that's why ethical regulation has to be done, and to have control on this genetic manipulation or research or genetically modified organism, our government has this system, genetic engineering accreditation or genetic engineering appraisal committee. It is being headed by the Department of Forestry and Environment. This committee validate genetically modification research for any organism, plus it gives authority for genetically modified organism whether it is safe to come inside the market for public services. If it is any doubtful or anything wrong, any consequences, any limitations, the validation is being stopped by this genetic engineering appraisal committee. Okay, now very interesting topic comes. अगर से plant animal या organism के ऊपर ही कोई अपना patent ले ले, it is very difficult to produce that or exploit that in the environment or in the society. Basically, we should understand what is actually the patent. Patent is being given by a government, an authority or license. Authority or license, a right, its own right or a title for a set of period. It varies with the type of product. तो एक गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से अथॉरिटी या लाइसेंस मिलता है या टाइटल या राइट मिलता है कुछ पीरियड के लिए टू द पर्सन हु हैज इन्वेंटेड दैट, but it is at the same time stopping any another person to use that right, authority or title for that definite period, and this is being given by a government body. Okay, now like example lete hain. We know rice since from ancient time. We are the pioneers of rice production. Okay, so we have almost 2 lakh varieties of rice in India itself, out of which from different stories and different ancient folk fires we know there are almost 27 varieties of the rice, that is basmati rice, which is quite unique for its aroma and flavor. Now what happened, one of the USA company, he took the normal basmati rice from us, then hybridized it with a semi-dwarf variety there and created a new variety. That is not a new variety, simply slight modification is done by hybridization. Now what is that? They took a patent there, what? That this is now a novel variety and only we have the right, patent, to produce this. If anyone does, he will not have the authority. They will take compensation from our knowledge. Now this is our ancient property, this is our biodiversity. If any company comes and do slight modification by plant breeding technique, it's really fake and unethical that you cannot take the patent on the biological resources of any country. So to cope on that, let us move to the topic biopiracy. What is biopiracy? It is the use of bioresources, say any plant, animal or organism, by multinational companies without the authority. अब ये होता क्या है biopiracy? See, you take one coin, it has two sides, head and tail. So the entire world is like this head and tail with respect to two aspects. The one side of that coin is that there are some developed countries, and the other side of that coin is that there are developing countries. Now what is the aspect? Developed countries are more educated and they are more ahead in research and the genetic system knowledge of organism. On the other hand, the other side of the coin, developing countries, They are rich with the biodiversity of different plants and animals and organisms. But there, the research system, the knowledge, it is not up to the mark. So they are slightly less educated, less aware about the importance of these biological resources or biodiversity exist in their countries. So what these multinational or developed countries companies are doing, they are exploiting the biological plants animals of developing countries and just doing slight modification at their genetic system and taking the patent. A very good example, see, in South Africa, there is one plant that is Pentadiplandra. Okay, now this Pentadiplandra is a plant that produces a protein that is Brazil protein. And this plant they use its product as a low calorie sweetener which is almost 2000 times sweeter than sugar. One of this company in USA has isolated the gene for this Brazil protein. Now what happens? They got the patent to produce that product, which is such humongous use for the society, 2000 times sweeter, but it is at the same time is a low calorie compared to the sugar. So for diabetes patient, it is just like a boon. You cannot imagine the application because this is the growing disease in the society, diabetes. And if such sweetening agent is available, the demand of sweet to the diabetes is just salt. Now what is being done? This is the natural property of South African biodiversity. American company goes there, take the plant, isolate the gene and take the patent, and only they can produce this, no one can produce this. And one more thing to remember, these patents are country specific. If a patent is being patented in India, it is not valid in USA. At the same time, if it is valid in USA, it is not valid in India. So for making its authority, the patent has to be authorized from every country. That is another aspect. But we come to the biopiracy. Here, this is a very beneficial biodiversity plant of South Africa. They have not stolen the plant. They have just stolen the gene that produces this protein, that is Brazil protein, and now they have patented it. Now they are producing it. Same time you see neem plant, that is Azadirachta indica, Kadulim it is called in Marathi. Since from ancient time we use in our herbal and medicine application for skin diseases and again for different purposes, even for cleaning the body. There are a lot of literature available for the application of neem. In the year 1994, a US Department of Agriculture and a company, W.R. Grace, they received an European patent for neem extract against the fungal infection. This is from ancient time, that this is a medicinal plant here, and they have got European patent there, and now they are using any extract of this neem plant against the fungal infection. Now this is total piracy, a biological diversity of the developing countries by these developed countries. To cope on that, India has its own patent act. Okay, so this Indian Parliament made this act based upon 1911 Patent Act modification in the year 1970. So 1970 के अंदर इंडियन पार्लियामेंट के अंदर हमारे लेजिस्लेटर्स ने this act, that is Indian Patent Bill, has passed and which come into the action in the year 1972. But since 1972 there were a lot of complications of these multinational companies exploiting and making the developing countries biological resources and taking the patent on their own. To cope on that, second amendment on this Indian Patent Bill was passed in 2005, and what this Indian Patent Bill says, that anything, any knowledge, any organism which is available existing, it cannot be patented. So three things it usually directly control, that is PRD. PRD, first point, that is provision to give the license of this patent is under this act, that is Indian Patent Act. The research on genetic modification of any plant or organism is directly under control of this act, and developmental issue are also being granted only under the supervision of this Indian Patent Act by the Genetic Engineering and Accreditation or Appraisal Committee in India. So in the end, what is the conclusion? We have to understand the biotechnological application in production of transgenic animals, 5 points, and NPAD, that is normal physiology and development. SOD, that is study of diseases, then biological product BP, then VS, that is versus vaccine safety, and CST, that is chemical safety testing. Then the very famous example of transgenic cow, that is Rosie, it is being exploited for producing the human milk containing protein, that is alpha lactalbumin, and it is more nutritious and delicious compared to the human milk. Okay, and at the end you should remember the long form of this GEAC, and who is the head of this GEAC, or who is being headed by this committee. The Indian Forest and what you call Environment Committee, what you call department, controls this GAC. Okay, and at the end you should understand some of the examples of biopiracy. That is Pentadiplandra, a plant in South Africa, exploited its Brazil gene by American or US company. Even that neem example is there. Beside this, there is a lot of piracy about that bitter gourd, Karela, or even the what you call jamun, blackberry. Now these are the plants whose products are being used since ancient time, and it is being more effective against diabetes. Every traditional Indian knows this, that for diabetic patient this blackberry, jamun, and this Karela, bitter gourd, is highly useful. Nobody can get patent on this, but still the complications are going on. So at the end we should understand biopiracy, plants, their examples, and this Indian Parliament Act. Okay, 1911. Then in 1970, come into action in 1972, its second amendment being done in 2005, and it controlled this PRD, provision, research and developmental issue, for this ethical issues or biopiracy. So in this way, I hope you understood the topic. So thank you. Thanks for watching.